Good evening, everybody. It is Zach here, and I made a whole video on this before, but I didn't like how it turned out, and I didn't like how everything worked out, so I actually went and I got some more stuff for it. But what I was making, barely see it here, but this is for a 2x4 mount, because I'm going to be putting a 2-foot sides all around this trailer. And that there is for the 2x4s to sit in, but I was using just kind of some scrap steel, and it was 3/16, which is about the maximum that my small little Harbor Freight welder can weld. So I went to Menards and I got some 1/8 inch, which is still more than heavy enough, and I'm going to rebuild them because I really didn't like how they turned out, and I thought I would re-record this because it was kind of a fun process, and I don't know, I just like to talk to you, I guess, in here, and I'm going to take a little more time doing it this time over last time. But this is the thickness that the old stuff was. Right here, this is 3/16, and compare it to that, so a little bit lighter. The weld should go a little bit better. This is just a scrap piece I did some welding on. Got some nasty looking ones on here too. So yeah, essentially I'm just gonna kind of draw it all up and cut some of those pieces there, and we'll get her all going. So alright, stay tuned. Okay, so got my steel here, and I'm just going to be marking it out. So how I want this to work out, first of all, I have my combination square. If you don't have one of these and you're into like welding or metalworking, this is really handy. And then just a Sharpie. You could use like a silver pen, but Sharpies are so easy to come by. A 2x4 isn't 2 inches by 4 inches, it's 1.5 inches by 3.5. So I'm going to make this a little bit longer than 1.5 inches. And the reason why is just to account for the other piece that's going to be on here. So this is going to be 1 inch and 1/8, because that's the well, actually, I'm going to make it a little bit, sorry, 1.5 inches and 1/8. Yeah, I'll do 1.5 inches and 1/8. And this is what is cool about this combo square. Mine's a little rusty, but you have the ruler, a level, and a square. So I just marked it, and now I can just use the square portion and make my line. Then, to keep everything nice and even here, I'm going to do my 3.5, which I'm going to do 3.5 and 1/8, just to give myself a little bit of extra for cut, for the cutting purpose. And then after that, I'm just going to do another 1.5 inches and 1/8. So this will be all the pieces needed for what I'm building. So you guys can see. So we have our first 1.5 inches, our 3.5, and our 1.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just cut it here at my last mark, because I would like to try to bend this on my vise. I have a torch I can heat up, and we can try to bend it. If that doesn't work, we can always, I have plenty more here that we can work with to cut and fab, but if I can heat it up and bend it, it kind of saves me some time, and it gives it a nice clean look. So I will have to cut off this end piece, so let's do that. So what I have here is a Bosch brand. This is like 40 or 50 bucks at Menards. Cutoff wheel, or you can put a grind disc on here or anything. This is a 4.5 inch cutoff wheel, and I'm gonna end up just setting this down. Sorry if the light's a little low. I'm gonna just put this in the vise. And make a simple cut, and this end piece will just fall right off. To protect my eyes, I wear glasses when I'm at home, but I'm going to put my weld helmet to grind, and that way I can just look through it and then make a simple cut. A lot of times with different projects, you know, there's what the cut looks like. Sorry for the view and the camera work on that. So if you hold your torch upside down, it makes a heck of a difference. That's a nice red hot. Got a good old gas here. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so see how that sits on there? Look at the back. Just enough. Perfect. Okay, well, I got them both ready to go. So this is the first one. I straightened it out a little bit. Second one is still pretty warm, but that one's good. This is a piece of that same 1.5 inch steel, and I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to put it on more towards the front, kind of get it in the best that I can. These aren't perfectly square, but I'm going to tack it, tack it, tack it, tack it, weld all the way around, and should be really, really good. What I'm using to weld is a Harbor Freight welder. Got a nice brush. I'm using flux core. I just picked up a brand new spool of, this is Lincoln 030 wire, and it seems to burn really, really good. So I have this thing set pretty hot right now, but we'll just see how well that goes. And I opted to put the gap on the back versus the front, because I thought putting this on the front is going to hold this whole front plate really nice and straight, which is what I want. I don't want it to be able to wobble and bend out a whole lot, so yeah, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a ledge there, and I'm going to tack, and probably one here and then one on each one of these back sides, and then I'm going to weld. For weld gloves, I use whatever I have. These are just cheap, beat up gardening gloves. It really doesn't matter. And I have nothing bad to say about this Harbor Freight 110 welder, because Every time I've used it, it works out really nice, and that's coming from somebody that welds with Miller, very expensive Miller machines every day for work. I just like how it was $88 and it does what it should do. So let's get welding, and yeah, should be good. But before I had Harbor Freight wire, and that stuff worked okay. It was 035. It worked okay, but this stuff burns so much hotter and just leaves a better looking bead. And that's just from the little bit that I used it. So I run it with the contact, or sorry, I run it with the cone on there, because otherwise that spatter gets right on that tip, and it's just I don't know, it just doesn't work well for me. But yeah, my finger's hanging out. Okay, so let's get this tacked. Oh yeah, that is a lot of wire. I'm gonna bump this down to about 5. That's sounding a little better. Bump that up to about a 6. The only time I had kind of a bad experience with this welder is when I'm working with is extremely rusty or nasty. It doesn't much better for it, but everything else it really doesn't complain about. I'm going to weld this in the easiest position possible, because why not? Hope it doesn't tip over on me. Here we go. This stuff just burns so much better. Just an easier, more manageable puddle. Yeah, that's still a lot of wire. I'm just going to try it on the minimum setting, because this isn't super thick. Feels a little cold, but not bad. Definitely a good bit colder there, a little bit more spatter. I really don't like doing birdie downs with flux core. Never put your magnets in a bunch of magnets. Set this up. Magnet on, I got a text message. So, yeah, I'll keep it on low. I kind of take a little wire off, okay? Hopefully the magnet doesn't mess with me too much. Let's give her a go. This first bead here was on high with kind of a lot of wire. So you can see it's really a big caterpillar. This one here was on low, and it looks to be a decent size. I haven't cleaned it up all the way. And then this one was on low also. So organized. And I like things to be in toolboxes because you can just pick it up and go, you know. If it's in a tool chest, then you gotta find your toolbox, but I just have two of the exact same toolboxes. And this is a really nice DeWalt drill my father and Melissa got me for Christmas. So this wire brush is awesome. This burn ski on my hands and I try to do it now. Okay, so I can get a little bit of a better look. A lot of spatter, that's kind of to be expected for so this is kind of what these welds look like. This one here, and there's one on the back side, which is the one that had a lot of wire. But here's the inside. She sounds nice and solid. Okay, here's the inside of it. You can see no goopiness or anything. A little bit of heat transfer, but should be good. Should just sit just like that. Two. Turn around maximum here. Cold. You can hear the really going then. Okay. Now with this flux core, I'm going to hit it with one of these brushes. This is an actual Lincoln Electric brush, but in the past I've just used tool shop brushes from Walmart. Everybody gets all weird about welding. Like you have to have the best of the best. It might be the same for like being a mechanic or anything, you know. People think that you just have to be, you know, perfect or whatever, but. So this is on max with very little wire, 4.5. So we're gonna see how this does. It'll probably knock this piece over before it arcs. Actually kind of felt good. Looks like a nice solid. Okay. Weld this. With flux you always want to pull, not push. really hot. These beads are feeling very nice. Not a lot of wire. You know, this thing really, how they specify, you know, how much wire you're supposed to have. Again, really doesn't, I don't know if it's not a real world comparison or what, but it says that I should have like wire way more than what it is, you know, especially when it's 3/16ths. It says that my wire should be at like a 9, and that just makes this machine sputter. So I don't know who designed it or what, but yeah. Alright, simple as that. Okay, hope I can get to zoom in here. Come on, mama. Oh, whatever. This is what it looks like. A little bit of spatter. Nothing I'm going to get too upset about. I still have to get that side, but the bead looks halfway decent. So, not bad for 1/8 inch material.